What's up, guys? Welcome into another Sun-Times Socially Distant Sit Down. I'm Annie Costable, and this week we welcome in Chicago Fire forward CJ Sapong. CJ, thank you so much for joining us.
Why, thank you for having me.
What is this CMOS concoction that you have posted all over social media? I have to know.
CMOS is something that I come across maybe a couple years ago and implemented into my regimen. I just take the CMOS, I soak it 8 hours to 12 hours, depending on the consistency you're really looking for.
Tell us, what is your workout like? How are you staying in shape? Because the season will return, and when it does, you gotta be ready.
Yeah, exactly. I start nice little yoga sesh, deep stretch, increase the flexibility. Sometimes a little power yoga just for some strength. Tai Chi, I do Tai Chi every day. And I get the chi going, get the energy flowing, and then I feel like I'm in a good place to start my workout, which, I have gone on some runs outside. I just try to stay away, from people. Nothing against them, but COVID ain't playing no games out here. But the bike, I've just been killing the bike, like Tour de France type. Okay, that's a little bit much. The team just dropped off dumbbells, so I'm gonna start incorporating the dumbbells in there. You never know, COVID could leave and it could be summertime, just like that.
Are you keeping like a journal or anything during this time? How are you documenting your quarantine moment?
I wonder if I can I flip this? Oh, my finger's in the way. Oh, I be journaling. Come on now. Let's go. Actually, I started a video journal.
Wow.
Because I'm chilling all quarantined up, right? I enjoy getting creative, and making the most out of life. So, wow, what an opportunity. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, this in 10 years is going to be just ridiculous to look back on.
Can you speak to what has been the most challenging part of this entire experience?
Oh yeah. So there's both sides of the spectrum. In all the bliss and happiness I feel, I am human. So I feel the other side of it as well. Right now, every single day I wake up with just like a little tiny pit in my stomach. I'm able to use good thoughts and skills I've developed to have it dissipate. But my mom and my girlfriend are both nurses. So they are both in situations, because I get the feedback of their daily encounter, they're both in situations where I from where I am, I don't know that they're 100% safe. And that alone is one thing when you're quarantined and you can't do the things that you want to do. And I know, my homie's at home just chilling with this family, but when they're actively having to leave and go into danger every day. One day it's my girl, next day it's my mom. I'm like, all right. That's the toughest part for me personally. All the other stuff I could deal with. Before quarantine, my mom did not know how to work FaceTime. So now I just gotta get her to position her face like in the actual screen so I can actually FaceTime with her. But she's getting there.
Now it's the best when parents, they're like, can you hear me? So what are you Netflixing? What are you binge watching?
So Netflix is just a cheat code. Wow. I can't, all the stuff they have on there. I scrolled past Tiger King so many times and I almost watched it before the hype.
You haven't watched.
I'm weird like that.
CJ hasn't watched Tiger King.
I can't do it now. Like now the way it's getting like, oh my God. And I already know what happens now because people can't close their mouths on social media. I'm like, all right, well, now I know what happens.
We obviously have to talk about the Sacred Seeds Foundation. What inspired you to establish this foundation? And why is it such an important part of your life?
Oh, Sacred Seeds. Thank you for bringing that one up, by the way. Well, personally, I went through about maybe 2 to 3 seasons of chronic injury. You know, injuries that were not serious enough for me to miss time, but serious enough for it to be very uncomfortable and have to spend a lot of time off the field doing treatment, in some cases getting injections and taking medications and pumping myself full of all this stuff just because somebody else told me it's gonna make me better. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it did for a little bit, but it always wore off. And, you know, it started me looking up supplements because I was just in the mindset, I'm an athlete, I'm healthy anyway, like just give me an added boost somewhere. So looked up supplements, started doing more research, realized at the end of the day, you got to get your nutrients from your food, you know? And I saw a little quick YouTube video on growing microgreens. Are you familiar with microgreens?
No, I'm not. I'm embarrassed to say. I was gonna lie, but then I started to laugh, so I couldn't lie.
Seeing the ability to bring nutrition into my life
mm-hmm.
while getting the connection of growing my own food, while actually feeling the benefit. That whole process, experiencing that is what led me to, I gotta pass this off in some way, you know? And so that's what led to starting Sacred Seeds. And since then, it's just blossomed into everything I could have imagined it would be. You know, it definitely started from trying to nourish underserved communities, but it's expanded to now including educating them on how to grow their own food. Also empowering communities to come together to hold space for these curricular type of hands-on experiences.
What is the emotion and anticipation like for this team surrounding that eventual first match at Soldier Field?
Yes, you know, it's almost torture, right? Like the build up, man, and personally being a part of it, and the coaching staff and the organization, and Joe Mansueto, the owner, and how really congruent all the ideas were. It seemed like it was just it was the makings of like a storybook beginning. But again, you know, COVID came in, shook things up a little bit. But I think it attests us, one, as an organization, but as a city, as a people, to understand that once we get back and once we get that feeling, once we get that opportunity, the value of it will be so much greater, you know, given what we're going through right now. So it's another thing that we can visualize and use to keep the energy up, right? And keep the energy around you just positive, so you attract those things, you know?
You know, you've been an active supporter of the NWSL and of the Chicago Red Stars. Tell me about how important it is for you as a member of the MLS to support your fellow athletes in the NWSL, and what do you think about the league and how far it's come in its 8th season?
Yeah, it's been cool to see it grow, because it started, I remember when it started, I was in Kansas City and there was a women's team then, and Kansas City is just naturally, I mean, you know how it goes Midwest, like it's just a very communal city. So like we found ourselves doing a lot of appearances with them, definitely showing love to the fans as a whole. So it was like a joint effort. And so when I came to Chicago, you know, they're in our stadium, you know, like why would we not go support them?
Right.
You know, getting to experience that. And I love women's soccer, and how honestly there's something about the women's soccer player to little girl fan connection to me that I think can change the world, literally change the world. Like how, I mean, we have amazing role models in terms of women's soccer players anyway, but the little girls, they got this passion and drive, and that is like I've never seen before. And that connection needs to be nurtured and celebrated and hyped up as much as possible.
All right, CJ. Well, like I said, thank you so much for joining us for this socially distanced sit down. Stay happy, stay healthy, and we will talk to you soon.